have 7 o'clock.
Okay. I'd like to call the Village of Mount Sterling Council meeting for August 10th, 2026 to order. May I please have a roll call?
Nathan.
Here.
David.
Here.
Becky. Here. Melanie. Here. Heather.
Here.
And Joyce.
Here.
All
All's
right.
present.
David?
For the beautiful day you provided for us, Lord. Council, for mayor, and our village. And touch me with the lady of these times of need, meet with the needy, Lord, and touch human heart. In Jesus' wonderful name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, may I please have a motion to approve the meeting minutes from the council meeting held on July 27th,
Have that motion,
2026?
sir.
Thank you, David.
Second.
Thank you, Nathan.
Okay, that was David, then Nathan. Okay, roll call. Nathan.
Yes.
David.
Yes.
Becky. Yes. Melanie.
Yes.
Heather.
Yes.
And Joyce.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Mayor's report, I will be giving my mayor's report a little bit later, concurrent with committee reports. So that takes us to Council Pro Tem Joyce.
I have no report this evening.
All right. We do have a public comment, so come on down. You, sir, step up to the microphone. We have a space for you. Already getting warmed up. And would you please state your name and address for the record?
Yes, my name's Bo Delancey, 48 North London Street, Mountain Sterling Lodge over here. I'm on the committee for the Misfit Haunted House.
Okay. Go for it.
All right. Well, everybody know what time it is, right? It's spooky season, right around the corner. I am the #1 guy on the committee for the Misfit Haunted House. We've been doing this now, I believe, 7 or 8 years. And I'm happy to say that when we first started, we was in the negative really bad. It took a lot of our funds to do this. And the last couple of years, we've actually turned that into making profit so we can do this again for the community and the other things that we do. So I'm happy to report that to you. This year, we've already approved it through our lodge that we would like to have our haunted house again October 30th, which is Friday from 6 to 11. Which is going to be our normal haunt. The 31st, Saturday, 1 to 3 for the young haunters, and 6 to 11, normal haunt as well. I'm asking to have street closures again, starting Friday, October 30th from 8 in the morning, and reopen those Saturday, the 31st at 11:59. Also, I would like to ask this year if I could get the council to approve where we could advertise our haunt on the marquee board out front. I think that that would be great. I think we could get a lot more people to come around the village and participate more. The last thing that I would like to ask again is, we do have food trucks, and I know before I've asked to waive the curb fees. I'm going to ask to waive those curb fees again, because they come here, they don't ask for anything. I've asked them if they could give us a donation if they do well, and they usually give us a donation to the lodge so we can continue to do things. The reason that I asked for that to be waived is because it gives them an incentive to come. It gives them an incentive to be here. And they both have been here. They both were the same ones that were here last year if you stop down, and they did a fine job. So I'm asking for the curb fees to be waived again. That's all I have.
Okay. So discussion among council tonight.
We got to celebrate the Wolfman Halloween, so that's technically.
Discussion. More
So
discussion.
I missed your times on the second date. I know you said you had a kids version on the 31st.
Yes,
What time is
the 31st is 1 to 3 for the young haunters.
And then you open again that night, 6 to
That
11.
night from 6 to 11.
And you'll open the streets back up at midnight.
And we will open them back up at midnight that night, 11:59.
Did you state what section you need closed? Is it just from the light?
It's from 62, the way we normally do, down to the dairy freeze.
From like the hardware store to the dairy freeze?
Yes.
Okay.
I have discussion, please.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. Welcome back. The hours look good. The street closures are fine. We might have to vote on these individually. I'm never a fan of waiving the fee for the food trucks. I think that, that's something that we should honor. We should honor that. The only thing I would like to do is we are going to be, very soon, we're in discussions on third parties having insurance. We're still in discussions about it. We're going to be talking about it tomorrow. I think the mayor has come up with the contract for that. If you want to tune into our discussion tomorrow, the finance committee meets at 10 o'clock, and then we're going to have 3 readings. So that'll probably, if it passes, be in place. You might very well be asked to have insurance on your event.
Okay.
So that's something you might want to check with. I know when I have my party in the park, or our party in the park at Mason Park, I paid $120 last year for the whole event for the day. It should be less this year because they don't have a beer tent. We're not doing a beer tent with the American Legion. So the actual cost of the insurance, if you check into it, you probably have insurance on your property anyway.
Yeah, I would have to.
Yeah, check with your
I work,
agent.
so I can't be here at 10 tomorrow.
Well, you don't have to be. It's going to be recorded.
Okay.
Yeah, so
But
you can go back
Tom,
and watch it.
Our secretary, he's the one that would know
Okay.
all that and everything, so
Yeah.
I will follow up. with
Well,
him
it's
on
only fair to give you a heads up that might be coming down the pike. We're not sure. It all depends on what council decides to do. But it might be something you want to check into just to be, prepared for that in the event that it does happen. Other than that, everything looks good. Yeah, I'm just, again, I'm not a fan of waiving food truck fees. So,
I gotta say
other
one
than that, it's
thing,
good.
Joyce, for their haunted house, I've talked to people that've been to Springfields and Dayton, and they had more fun at theirs, so that is really quite accomplished for the
It's always
family.
been successful. It has, yeah.
Appreciate that.
I'd just like to say, on behalf of the food truck issue, I feel your pain. I'm involved in a nonprofit, and we like to get those food truck waived too. So I'm definitely in favor of it. I understand the reason you need that waived, just to keep those food trucks coming. We're such a small community, and when we are competing with Grove City and Courthouse and Commercial Point for food trucks, you practically have to beg them to get here in the first place, and then to ask them to pay a fee, and then to get registered within our ordinance program, so.
And that was
with-
with them, that was
Right.
one of their questions that they had for me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
was
so-
how much is your curb fees?
So I'd like to make the motion on this request to waive our ordinance in its entirety on the food truck issue and allow them to have their food trucks for this event.
Second.
So is there,
Discussion.
yeah, second in the discussion, go ahead.
What was the fee amount again?
$40.
And it also waives their registration, so the health department doesn't have any.
Right.
Doesn't have any view into them, so.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not accurate. The health department still has to check food trucks. They still have to follow all the Ohio laws. That's just so they do not have to register with West Jeff, their food truck, and they don't have to join, the association. West Jeff wants everyone, to join. It's just, they still have to follow, they still have
Right.
their insurance hanging, they still have to, get their annual, or however often, the health department does it, they still have to get those inspections, so it's not, avoiding that.
Yeah, this was just the curb fees, so.
But going forward, if we do pass the insurance issue, you will have to register with West Jeff.
Right.
Yeah.
The lodge,
Right.
right, yeah, I get that.
No, the food trucks.
Oh.
The food trucks.
The food trucks, they take care of their stuff. We don't do that. I will tell them they will register their food trucks.
At West Jeff.
Right.
Yes, they will. Okay.
Other discussion, so we have a motion.
The
made
only
and
thing I would like to
seconded.
add to that is when I do the party in the park, they ask me how much the fees are, I tell them, and they still register. They still go down and register. I had no problem last year, and they have no problem. I already have the food trucks for this year, and they have no problem registering. So it's not all food trucks that have a problem with it.
All
So
right.
I'm done.
Okay, thank you. So we're gonna have to break this into multiple motions, so just to let you know. So Becky has made one, and it's been seconded, so let's go ahead and have a
And
roll
this is
call.
to waive the food truck fees.
This is to waive the food truck fees.
During the haunted house, during the 30th and the 31st.
Right.
Roll call, Nathan?
No.
David?
Yes,
Becky?
Yes?
Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Joyce?
No.
Okay, motion's passed.
All right, so then the second motion I'd like to hear from the floor would be the road closure, please.
And again, that will be October the 30th at 8 a.m. to Saturday, October the 31st, until 11:59 PM.
Right.
And that would be just affecting Main Street and Church Street.
Correct. Okay, is there a second?
Second?
I heard-
Becky?
I heard two, okay.
Okay, we'll go with Becky.
That was Nathan, then Becky. Roll call, Nathan.
Yes.
David?
Yes,
Becky?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Joyce?
Yes.
Okay, motion's passed.
Okay. Was there any other business
The
we
digital
needed?
sign.
Digital sign. Can we go ahead and get a motion to give the digital sign? Okay, thank you, Heather. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you.
Okay, that was Heather, then Melanie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nathan? David?
yes,
Becky?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Joyce?
Yes.
Okay, motion's been
All
passed.
right. Thank you very much. Okay, that ends public comment. We do have executive session, so I'm required to read the following. Pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22 G subsection 1, may I please have a motion from the floor to adjourn to executive session for the purpose of considering employment of a public official or official of the Village of Mount
that
Sterling?
motion, sir.
Thank you. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Thank you, Joyce. May I please have a roll call?
Yes, Nathan?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Becky?
Can I ask a question? You said this is to consider,
Employment,
Employment?
yes.
yes?
That's one of the 6 reasons which is permitted under statute 121.22.
Melanie?
No.
Heather?
For reasons of lack of professionalism and leadership, no.
Yes.
Okay, so it would be going into executive session.
Yes. We'll be going into
And that's
executive
at
session.
7:12.
Thank you. Let's proceed forward.
And for the public's knowledge, the camera stays on. So if anybody from the audience has anything to say. it stays on.
Okay,
This chair goes to pieces.
we need to make a motion to leave executive
You
session.
don't have to, but if you want to, you can. You can just
So
say.
is there a
yes.
motion to leave executive session at 8:06?
Motion?
Okay, thank you. Is there a second, please? All right, roll call.
And that was Becky, then David at 8:06.
Okay,
Nathan?
Yes, you're here.
David,
Yes.
Becky?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Joyce?
Yes.
okay. Are there any motions from the floor coming out of executive session tonight?
Yes, I will make the motion that we discussed to create a, moving forward, $27.50 an hour, full-time for clerk of council and village fiscal officer
That's you, with benefits, correct?
with benefits.
Second?
Okay, just one second here. Okay, and that was Heather, and then Becky. Okay, roll call. Nathan?
No.
David?
No.
Becky?
Yes.
Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
Joyce?
No.
Yes. All right. We have no other business to consider. So it takes us to department reports.
Okay, so that was yes to,
Yes?
okay. Is that going to be like advertised? or
Yeah,
how-
it will be advertised. I'll work with you to post it,
Starting tomorrow, right?
starting tomorrow.
Okay, so is there an extension? Because usually when you post a job, you should probably have a cutoff time.
We'll say no later than how about the end of the month, seeing as how we're going to be very soon into the, middle of the month already.
Okay, so is that August the 31st?
Let's aim for the first week in September, actually. Let's do that.
Okay, so that's September, okay, so we can't use the first week. It has to be an actual
September 4th is a Friday. How about September the 4th?
okay.
Does that sound good, Mayor?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay, and you should probably also announce for the people that are viewing how they can send their resumes and their letter of interests.
Yes, please
We
drop
should
them
all
off.
have that somewhere.
Please either get them to me, the mayor, and everyone knows who that is at this point, hopefully, or drop them off at the front desk, or ask one of our staff. We'll be happy to help you.
And we'll be able to locate that posting on our website?
Yes, we will.
Will we have the posting hanging out here as well?
Yes, we will.
for people?
We will make it abundantly available.
Okay. So there's no application per se, it's just contact?
We would
us?
like you to submit a resume for
Okay.
starters. Pick up a job description and then submit a resume if it fits your profile. Okay, Madison County Sheriff's reports, please.
The last hour of your guys' lives. Pretty uneventful 2 weeks, three weeks, has it been 3 weeks? 2 weeks. Two this time, it was 3 last time. Just, a couple things that I wanted to point out this time. I know every time there's some kind of sex offense on here, people get freaked out and concerned. I don't really have any info on that. That was something that came in from like an electronic software company, something that they found and just went straight to the detective. So it's under investigation. I have no information, so I wish I did, but I do not. And then I have made it a point lately, a quest of mine, to go around with these abandoned vehicles. There's a lot on the north side of town that I've been tagging recently. So you'll see the parking violations on there. I got most of the ones I think that we were concerned about on Wingate fixed and addressed. So now I've kind of bumped up to the north side of town because there's quite a few up there that I've noticed lately. So we're getting those taken care of. All of the follow-ups on here are in reference to those violations because they get tagged and then 48 hours I follow up. But other than that, we have not had a whole lot go on these 2 weeks unless you guys have questions.
And the north side of town is where we received the anonymous complaint about cars sitting on the side of the road with flat tires.
I tagged that one, yes. There is.
It's all over, so I'm not sure north side, I mean, I only have addresses, so. When you're saying north side, is that like Rosewood, is that?
That's the one that I tagged. Yes, because it was, it's also too close to the fire hydrant. Not, it's like right there on that line of being too close, so it's not blocking it, but it's close enough. So, like I said, that has been kind of my mission lately, as things have been a little slower, is to try to get these cleaned up and moved around, and
Thank you so much.
of course, so.
Kelly, have you heard anything? I heard there's a new scam now where they've been calling senior citizens, telling them they owe on their Amazon account, and some don't even have one, and they panic because they said, we'll take away your credit. Has there been any thing going on?
That specific one, not that I'm aware of, but, I mean, there's plenty of them, and they are ever changing.
I just wanted to check.
Well, off of that, I've received lots of phone calls regarding my gas bill, electric bill, and even local calls that appear 869 numbers. So when they start asking you for your billing information, it's a no-go.
Yes.
I got one, Heather, where they told me I was behind my payments on my PlayStation. I said, yeah, I have a PlayStation. So that's how bad it is, yeah.
All good?
Great,
All
thank
right,
you
you're
very
welcome.
much, Kelly. Have a good evening.
You and Caleb been gaming, haven't you?
Okay, that takes us to Fiscal Officer Courtney Bricker.
Okay, can I go back to the motion? So,
Yeah.
I just want to, I guess, is anybody gonna make the motion to accept my resignation?
I was going to get to that here in just a
Okay.
second, once you were done with your report.
All right.
We're gonna have
No.
two of you. We're gonna hire both of you.
Yeah.
Well, I just
Good.
want to be clear, because I don't, again, what's discussed in executive session doesn't come out here. It can't be discussed with your spouses, your children, your goldfish, your dog, nobody like that. So, I guess what I want to be able to put out there is, that when I submitted my resignation, I'm not sure what some of the comments were made, but, I submitted my resignation on July the 31st. Okay, so that was given to the mayor. That's usually how it works here, is the mayor and President Pro Tem receive that. It was on July the 31st with a follow-up email. So, however and whatever did not transpire there was given to the mayor and to, and verbally given, also. So I just want to be clear that it was a 2 weeks. Also, I wanted to also make note that, I've worked for the village for almost 10 years, and a lot of things have been really great here, and I've enjoyed what I do. I've enjoyed what I've taken away from here and what I've learned. I wasn't going to leave the village high and dry, so I just want this publicly noted, is that Courtney provided a traveling fiscal officer to pay the employees and to pay the bills. Courtney provided that information to the mayor. Okay, so I just want to be clear, is that information of having availability to pay bills and to pay payroll, that option was there. It wasn't that employees were not going to get paid or bills were not going to get paid, okay? So I just want to be very clear on that. Okay, Courtney was just not giving a 2-week notice without awareness, shall we say. Now, what you all choose to do with that, it's all in your hands now. So I just want to be clear that that was what was given, okay?
Thank
So
you.
I'm not sure what has transpired or what has been commented. I just want to be clear for the public that Courtney did provide proper notice. She did provide that bills would get paid. Obviously, we all live in this community. I did not want anything to happen to that where, electric was shut off and employees were not getting paid. I mean, that would be disastrous, right? So I do have enough respect for that.
Well, thank you, Courtney. I will say, we never received notification of your resignation until it was brought to light at the water, and it was through the grapevine
Yeah.
at that water work session. So, I appreciate your work.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate your 10 years of service.
Almost.
Yeah. Thank
Yep.
you. And I know you have other irons in the fire, and good luck in your future endeavors.
Well, thank you.
Courtney, I've worked with you probably most anybody here. I'm the old dinosaur of the group.
Yeah, I think you've been the longest one.
But the point of it is, Courtney, he's always been helpful to me and always been. so
We've done a lot.
I
We've done a lot.
appreciate your
Yep.
friendship.
Yep,
Yeah,
we've done a lot.
appreciate your partnership throughout this entire journey, and obviously we've come a long way.
Yes, we have. Okay, so I do want to start off because I probably am not going to be at the next council meeting, maybe from in the audience, maybe. But the council, I do want to kind of go over the audit results. I'm going to go a little bit into it in the finance meeting as well. Obviously, they're recorded, so everybody can, we might go in a little bit more in depth if Joyce will allow me to. But I just kind of wanted to let everybody know is it was very good. So if people don't understand, the state auditors are more picky than your typical third-party vendor that we go through. A lot of you guys would probably hear Charles and Associates is one of them that we've used for quite some time. But the state auditors, they go and pretty much pick apart everything. And I will have to say is that I'm pretty proud of this. And, you know, honestly, a lot of it is in regards to, you know, policy. And, you know, I'll share a couple examples here. I'm probably going to be a rewind probably tomorrow. But I just wanted to share like some of them, some of the findings that were, you know, something that you guys need to think about in the future. And hopefully, you know, obviously you guys will get a copy of this, but hopefully in the future you guys do act upon these because they don't get forgotten, obviously. So it's good that you guys, you know, would have a copy of this, and because again, it's still in draft, but I wanted to share a little bit today and tomorrow before, you know, I have exited. So a couple of the questions or findings that they had is that you guys as council members are required to take 3 hours of public records training, and that's in each year that you guys serve, okay? And again, that's a simple, go online when it's offered, public records training, and it's 3 hours for the whole entire year. Records retention, I think this was one that we all sort of, David, when, you know, Stephen, our village solicitor, was here, he had made note about how records retention committees run now. So we had a lot of cleaning up to do, but this is actually how you have to have the mayor, the clerk of council, David, or I shouldn't say David, but David's currently the records retention council person. But you are supposed to meet every 6 months. We were meeting every single month, okay? So there is a little bit of detail on how that's supposed to work, you know, as you guys move forward. Also, and again, this is just a procedural thing, include public records policy in your employee handbook. And that just gives everybody, you know, new employees the opportunity to know what public records are. Because public records is a pretty important role if, you know, whoever the clerk of council is going to be, is anybody can make a public records request. And it's the understanding of what can be asked. Let's see, so some of this, and I had mentioned this once before about some receipts that are posted, you know, to the wrong line item and should have been posted into this line item. Some of this stuff, as some of you that have been with me, I think it's been Andy, Joyce a little bit, Becky and David, when LGS was here when we were under financial emergency, they understood what needed to happen. They just weren't procedural people like UAN people are. So Becky had mentioned it at the last meeting, is like you have to move some money from this fund to another fund to get it kosher. And one of those happens to be the park grant back when Marcy was here. So this was under LGS's, you know, and again, it's not missing money. I want to be very clear about that. Every penny has been accounted for. It's just that it was should have been one line item to another line item, okay? That's all simply that this is. Another one is then and nows. And I think we've been able to control that. But again, this monitoring was from 23-24. And again, that has been addressed and taken care of. But it does speak about here because it did happen during those years. I do feel that it's been controlled now. Creating a purchase order versus a super purchase order. So there's a difference. People that, you know, everybody knows, I assume, what purchase orders are. And again, using them at the right time, at the right place. So purchase orders, again, this specific instance was that when we moved the $774,000, remember when we had moved that, I think it was prior to the new people that are on council, instead of it being I used it as a super blanket because I was going to draw off of it. It should have been just a regular purchase order. So it's just, you know, the wrong option there. Okay. Let's see. So Madison County sends us, so sometimes when I talk about appropriated funding, I always say we have to send it to the county, and then it takes so long for the county to send it back. We should be going ahead and processing it that day instead of waiting for our estimated resources certificate. So I'm gonna speak a little bit to this, Joyce, tomorrow, as well as Becky and David, about these estimated certificates, because you shouldn't really be posting it until it's been certified. So they're saying, go ahead and post it, it doesn't matter, don't wait that long to post it, okay? Again, that was something that I was taught during LGS, a procedural problem there. Let's see. And again, I don't wanna bore everybody, but I just wanted to get this out here. Okay, so this is a procedural as well, is that they would like to see another signer on the bank account other than Andy and myself. So finance people, as well as most of you other council members, you should know that when we sign a check, it only has Andy and I's signature on there. They would like to have another third person on there in the event that something happens to me or the event that something happens to Andy. Now again, this was something that LGS and the other auditors didn't find as well, but it's probably a good thing, you know, and the recommendation is to have the president pro tem, so every year it'll change. Whoever becomes president pro tem when there's a change in mayor, but again, it's probably a good procedure to have because you are required to have 2 signatures on a check. Again, procedural, something that wasn't probably noted during,
So now they'll all have 3, or there'll be 1 backup?
there'll be 1 backup, so the
If
checks
one
will
of
still
you is
remain 2.
missing.
Yep,
Gotcha.
yep. Again, payroll, if something were to happen to the financial officer, that's the person that submits the payroll. Something happens to them, something happens to me and I can't submit payroll, it's always good to have somebody else. The recommendation was to have the mayor do it. So again, people still get paid. There should be another person that can have data entry instead of myself. Now, why this was not determined during, you know, when we were under financial emergency, what I'm trying to tell you is that when the state auditors audit us, it's really pretty much in depth, okay? So again, a lot of this is procedural. Also, so Rita, we have a collection through the Regional Income Tax Agency, which is Rita, what you all, you know, everybody is familiar with. They would like us to start voting on their board members. And again, this is a procedural thing. So again, when it's time for people to vote, who's on their board, they would like the mayor or the fiscal officer to be a participant in who they vote for. Now again, you don't know any of these people. They do have credentials. You would just need to submit your vote. That's really what it is. No, not at all.
Just based off their name.
Pull a name out of the hat.
Well, they have their credentials, so you would see, based upon their credentials, what that would be.
And that will be brought to us.
No, so it's gonna be either the mayor or the fiscal officer. It's not brought to council.
One person votes.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, UAN. UAN, we've been on since I have been here. So at some point, fiscal officers prior to me have done some sort of engagement agreement. Okay, so every time you buy a house, buy a car, buy, you know, a piece of land or something, you have an agreement, right? So you have a little, probably 50-page fine print that you have to read through. I do not hold that copy. I've never seen a copy of that. Okay, so they would like for us to get a copy of that, and that's simply just going to UAN to see if they have a copy on file for us. So somebody at some point, when they did ledgers, you know, like back in the day when people wrote on books and things like that, at some point, I mean, I'm talking like years ago, this was probably 6 or 7 fiscal officers before me. Somebody had to have set up on UAN, right? Because we've always used it. They just want us to have a user agreement somewhere here in file in the fiscal officer's room. Okay. Passwords. So, of course, as you guys know, they do check the water department, they've checked procedural stuff, they've checked all the fiscal officer stuff, they checked clerk of council stuff, like minutes and things taken. They are requesting that some of our passwords, and this is in particular, the water department, have a stronger password. That's a procedural. Okay? They also noted in here is that the cybersecurity was not required until 2026. Again, that note has already been taken off because we passed a cybersecurity policy in July of '26. But again, remember, we're being audited between this time. Okay? Stronger backups. Okay, so as you know, with cybersecurity, it's kind of important nowadays. If you guys don't listen to the news, that Columbus, you know, they had a compromising situation in their city. Courthouse had one as well. They would like to have stronger backups. So that means just getting in contact with our IT specialist and getting different kind of backups. Now, again, this does not pertain to UAN. UAN has a strong, strong base of backup. This would be in our water department. Okay? Also, you will see a adjustment that they're going to make, and this is just from one line item to another. I think I talked a little bit about this at the last one. I think, you know, Becky also remembers this portion as well, is that when we were moving the street employees out of the street fund, we put them in the general fund. LGS didn't require us to have a piece of legislation for that, but LGS approved it. So they want us to go ahead and move some of those monies until the resolution has been approved. And that was just moving them from one line item to another. That was a procedural thing. Let's see. Oh, also, because like I told you, is the state auditors do a really fine job of finding everything. So remember when we do a end of year, when I do the end of year, I have what they call notes for end of year, and it's probably like a 25-page synopsis of what happened through the entire year, okay? And you paragraph by paragraph by paragraph by paragraph. And if you don't have them correct, then you get like a ding, right? You get numbers get deducted off. So I always have a retainer that LGS looks at them before we submit them for year end. And they had found that there were 2 grammatical errors in that.
Good job.
And that was it.
Good.
So I will say, you know, every dollar is accounted for, every penny has been accounted for. It's just procedural, and I think that it's pretty good audit, if you ask me. And all it is just a procedural thing. And it's just as a backup to a backup is the way I look at it. It is true. Like if something were to happen, who's going to submit payroll? Nobody else has user ID, password information. Have stronger passwords. I mean, all of that kind of stuff.
Basically, you're always prepared.
Yes, yeah. So, I mean, I think they're cracking down on that a lot because if you haven't noticed, there is a lot of scams happening, right? And I think they want to make sure that, you know, people's billing information is correct and secure. So I think a lot of this is just a procedural thing for you guys to kind of keep an eye on and make sure that, you know, again, you know, people aren't sharing passwords, right? So that's pretty important. So we need to make sure that we have the correct credentials and we have, can you read it? Can you make edits to it? That sort of thing. So I think that's probably the next step is making sure that procedurally that stuff's been taken care of. But other than that, great, because they're pretty tough. Pretty tough audit. So, all right, so I've spoken enough, and I'm sorry I'm taking it up. I just wanted to get that out there before, if I didn't have another chance to talk about it, okay? All right, any questions on your guys' reports that you received on Friday? Okay, I also have the July bank reconciliation. Every penny's been accounted for, no NSFs or anything like that in the water department, no adjustments. Okay, any questions? I know that was a lot, and I'm probably gonna be saying the same thing again tomorrow, but I just wanna make sure everybody heard that. All right, so can I have a motion to accept the appropriation status report, the revenue status report, the receipt listing report, the payment listing report, comparison of budget and appropriated, cash summary by fund report, the reader report, and the bank reconciliation for July of 2026.
Yeah, that motion.
Is there a second? Thank you.
Okay, who was the second?
Nathan?
Okay. All right, so that was David, then Nathan. Okay, roll call, David,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes.
Melanie,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
Joyce,
Yes.
and Nathan.
Yes.
Okay, there are 3 pieces of documents to pass around, so please sign. And I'm done.
Okay. Takes us to committee reports. Finance, Joyce.
We will be having a meeting tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, if I can talk.
Great. Pleasant Township, Heather.
We had our last meeting last Tuesday. It got changed a day later. So that was on 8/4, and business per usual. Nothing too much to report. And those are always the first Monday of the month at 5 o'clock at the Township Building.
Thank you. Squad, Joyce.
First Monday of the month at 5. We had a meeting last month at Squad, but it was a special meeting to go over some things that we had to sign about putting a levy on the ballot. So I'm not going to go into detail about that. But our normal meeting will be this Wednesday night on 8/12 at 8 o'clock p.m.
Okay. Fire, Nathan.
We met on the 30th. We officially accepted Chief Taylor's resignation starting as of January 1st. We did go into executive session for a while, came back out. We did agree to go ahead and do the posting internally. So there was a motion made for that and approved. We also accepted and was notified that Bruce Alkire has officially resigned as of 8/7. So we also made the motion to go ahead and post that position internally as well. And then on the downside of things, worse than that, one of our guys was in a motorcycle accident. So he was banged up pretty bad. He's going to be out for 3 months. So just prayers for Isaiah.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible.
Okay, water, wastewater, Becky.
Yes, our next meeting is gonna be Monday, August the 24th at 10 o'clock. I do wanna really quick address the work session that we just had on Wednesday. Some people came out, I think, in a little bit of a panic that we might be voting to raise the water rates. That's not what it was. RCAP did a presentation. They initially gave council some papers ahead of time that were quite significantly larger estimates of what we needed to raise the water rates. And then when they came to the meeting Wednesday, they were quite a bit lower. He said he applied the formula wrong, and I think there was a big amount of money that had not been factored in the formula. So with that said, though, everything that they said, they were just here to present information to council. I just want to assure the entire community that no decisions on raising the water rate will be done in private. It will all be very transparent. Anytime we will talk about water rates, we did get a lot of great information and things to think about, but there'll be no emergency sneak votes out there. So I just want to assure everybody that we are doing our due diligence, and we're going to try our best to find alternatives and ways to deal with increasing costs.
Oh, okay, are you done?
Oh, yeah, I already said, I think the next meeting will be Monday, August 24th at 10 o'clock.
Okay, good deal. Streets, Joyce.
The streets meeting this evening was canceled. We have several things that we're working through. I'm still waiting on some information from a few different places so that I can put something together and have concrete information to bring back to the committee. So there was no reason to have a meeting tonight and pay for council to come in and talk about nothing. We did not have all the answers we needed, and so that was my decision. Plus I have a migraine tonight and just didn't want to go there. Our next meeting, as of right now, unless we deem it necessary to have one prior, if I get all the information in, I'll let them know, will be September 14th at 5 o'clock p.m.
Thank you. Parks and Recs, Joyce.
Same situation. I don't really have much for Park and Rec. So I canceled the meeting. Again, it wasn't enough to bring the whole committee together. The next meeting will be September 14th at 6 o'clock, but I do have some things that I need to get approved. And, I probably didn't bring the right paperwork, but I'm pretty sure if I look at the calendar, I can remember what they are. The first thing, I would like to make a motion to move forward with the Ohio Generals Tournament in October for October 9th, 10th, and 11th. If I could get a second for that, please?
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Okay, so that was Joyce, and then Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Nathan,
Yes.
David,
Yes.
Becky,
Yes?
Melanie,
Yes.
Heather,
Yes.
and Joyce.
Yes. Now, I will add to that, the Ohio Generals will be playing several tournaments in October. The one on the 10th will look a little bit different. They always charge for parking, and they are very generous in splitting that parking with us. On the 10th, we're having our Party in the Park fundraiser. I spoke with Ed Everhart, and he is willing to work with us, and we're not sure how we're going to do it, but the suggestions were to either just give us all the parking on that day, and not charge for parking a specific, I don't want to charge our village residents a fee to come into their park. And, we aren't going to be able to separate who's there for baseball, who's there for the fundraiser. So we're going to do like we did last year, and it's going to be everybody that comes in, a donation only. So Ed recommended that depending upon how much it is, we might get $200, we might get a lot. So based on what we get, we might split it, or he might just donate it all to us. We don't know. So, but at any rate, he's going to charge for his parking on Friday and Sunday, and then Saturday's up in the air. But there will be donation-based money anyway. There will be money. We just don't know on that day how we're gonna do it, but we'll work together on it, and I'm sure it'll be perfectly fine. So that's for the Ohio Generals, and that's how we're gonna work out the parking, just to let you guys know. The other thing I need, I'll pass this around for you. I could not find my perfected piece. I have the information approved with the Pleasant Township trustee, Brian Hampton, and with the Sons of the Legion and the commander as far as what they want on their plaque. I have it sketched out here with the verbiage. Going to make a couple of changes on it and add the Sons of the Legion logo at the top. I'll pass it around, but I was told I needed to get their approvals and then bring it to council and make a motion to have a plaque created with this verbiage on it and presented to them, and it will be hung in the gazebo. So I will start with Heather, and you guys can just pass it around. The only thing, as you'll see, is this will come down to the bottom.
I'm sorry, I missed that first part. What did you say about resignation from Brian? Did you say something like that?
No,
Okay, I'm sorry, I didn't,
no.
I must have misheard.
I gave them to it for their review,
Okay,
and they all liked it. They all seemed to like it real well.
okay.
So,
I don't know where I heard that.
he was at a Sons meeting. He's usually at all the Sons meetings, and he was there, so I let him read it along with the, and I might have said resignation somewhere. I don't know if I did, I don't remember. So that's basically the verbiage that they liked.
I think you said recognition. And I said-
Recognition.
Okay,
Yeah, okay.
my fault.
Yeah. But they were very happy with it, and I definitely will let council know when we're going to try to meet them at the gazebo to,
Can you just, email this to us?
I don't care. I mean, it's right there.
Right, I'm not a big fan of being given things the day of meetings to make decisions on. I like to have time to read it.
Okay, so anyway, when it goes around to Nathan, let me know. I can make a motion now to approve it. It's, verbiage isn't going to change. They've already approved it. I'm just asking council, you've already approved for them to have a plaque. I'm just asking, making a motion that I can move forward now with getting that verbiage on the plaque. I just need a second.
I'll second.
Well, did you guys want to wait until it's been read?
It's up to you guys. It's
You
right
already read it,
there.
probably at the Legion.
They've already approved it.
Yeah, I've been at the Legion meeting.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know why we would
You said
change
this-
it.
You said the Suns already approved it?
Sons have already approved it, the commander approved it, and the trustees said it was fine as well.
Approved it the other night, yeah.
So I don't know why we would change it.
Who's purchasing the plaque?
Parks and Rec is purchasing, or is Streets. I think it was Streets, wasn't it? Courtney, were we taking it out of the streets?
Yeah,
Or
you
Parks and Rec?
can.
We can take it out of the streets, or we can take it out of Park and Rec, I don't care.
You would have to make a motion because it's not in your current budget, but to reallocate it for
Like half of these
a
words
line.
aren't here at the end. You know what
Yeah, I
mean?
know, but I use your imagination. There's only a couple, there's only a couple of things that aren't there.
There's a lot of words that are like half, and I'm really not sure what they are, but,
American, I think we can figure that one out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have a
Restoring
cost?
Patriotism.
No, I have no cost. I
CAMA.
haven't given
don't
it to
know what
Courtney
CAMA
yet.
is. Reserve a cherished gathering place, maybe?
Joyce, do you have any other business for streets? We're getting to
I do not.
8:45 here.
I do not. As soon as somebody wants to,
Why
start voting
don't
on
you
that.
get a cost for what the plaque is gonna cost us? Email us a copy of this where it's legible, none of the words are cut off, and then we will readdress this at the next meeting.
No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do
Okay, so
that.
how much are you spending on the plaque?
Don't know. Courtney, how much are
Well, we
plaques?
can't make a motion
no
for
clue.
don't know.
This was a motion for the wording, not the cost of the plaque yet.
It's just a motion for the wording.
Before
It-
you can
no,
get a cost
no.
for the plaque, you would
Just
have
don't
to-
worry about it,
You would
Nathan.
have
It's
to
fine.
know what goes on the plaque.
You guys already approved it at the very first of the whole process. So I want to get it done so that whenever it's painted, we can put it out there. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I can email you. I don't know, however Courtney wants to have it done. You tell me. We can move money over now, or, I mean, I can say it's not going to be more than $50.
So is your motion just to accept the language, but not to purchase the plaque?
No, I would like to purchase the plaque, and the funds should be less than $50. What did you say?
You made the motion to accept the wording of it, because we do need to know how much we're purchasing.
I would say it's not going to be more than $50.
A max of 50?
You do plaques. Do you have any idea?
No, it's based upon how many words you have on it.
And that's a lot of words, so.
So like these little things right here are like $12. But again, if, depending upon the size
I
of
would
the
suggest
plaque-
that you accept the wording and go get a cost estimate
And
as
then
to
we
how
can
much
accept
the
the
plaque
cost.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'll give it all to Courtney.
Boy, if your name was Rumpelstiltskin, you'd have a whole name.
Okay, so, now that everybody's, I had heard Joyce had made the motion,
Mhm.
and this is to accept the language of the plaque. And then David seconded that.
David did that. Mm-hmm.
All right, roll call. Nathan?
Yes.
David?
Yes.
Becky?
Yeah, even though I can't read a lot of the words, there's like the last of all the sentences, I can't read those words. I'm assuming they're not, derogatory words or anything like that, so,
Okay, we're in roll call. Next,
I-
please. We're gonna move on.
I
Would you want to, I guess.
I
you
mean,
know,
a
'cause
plaque like this is $27.41.
Well, where we get them done in London, it just, again, do you want it glossy? Do you want it on wood? Do you want it on cedar? Do you want it, you know, on a LED light flash?
I'll vote yes on the wording.
Okay. And maybe what you can do is just have the edit of what it's actually gonna say before they print it, because they will say, hey, is this all the wording, people's names, are they spelled correctly? And then you can share that amongst yourselves. Okay, Melanie,
Yeah.
Heather,
Yes.
and Joyce.
Yes.
Okay.
Any other business for that?
Nope.
Okay, records retention, David.
Yes, first I want to thank Courtney for all the work we did on them Friday mornings, going through all them dusty papers.
There was a lot.
And between eating the donuts as we got done. But we always got a lot of work done, Courtney. I want to thank you on that.
You're welcome.
And we're preparing now to go forward now, so Andy, I'll be now to talk to you about what.
Yeah, I think that will be the next step for you guys to schedule it with Stephen.
Yes, yes.
Nuisance abatement, Heather.
Yes, our next meeting is Monday, August 24th at 5:30 PM. I do have a question and an acknowledgement. Courtney was a vital piece of the nuisance, as far as connecting with our residents, allowing some grace here and there. And per our solicitor, that is not on council or the chair. So I know Friday's your last day. Maybe we need to sit down and have a meeting. I'm just wondering, and then you also do a lot of connecting with our ordinance writer, Pit Stick. So like where that transition comes in.
Yeah. Yeah, so after, I didn't want to say anything until it's finalized here with acceptance of my resignation. So I have a drafted email to send to you to say, hey, when would you like to connect? But that transitioning should be good. I mean, there's a group of 6 of you that you all can reach out to Pit Stick as well and just maybe have one contact that does that. He has things that are written already that can just be passed through. I know there were some questions about chickens and things like that. That's probably the next big topic, but yeah, I can.
And we have a few letters in the fire for
Yeah.
him from our last nuisance meeting.
Yep.
So we'll connect.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then no real, I guess, what is the thought, and I guess we could talk about it, of who the contact is for pulling these nuisances off of the website, the ones we get anonymously.
Those go to Andy as well.
Yeah, I'll distribute them out.
Yeah.
And then, I guess, are you gonna be doing the contacting the
No,
owners of
as
the
I mentioned,
properties?
and council made the decision 5 years ago that the chair of that committee was going to go ahead and do that. So that's not me.
That's not what the solicitor said.
I also read his opinion and I have a different view. I have what council approved.
Okay.
I did it for 3 years and I made the calls.
And I know you got a lot of backlash, and I don't think that is fair. I don't think that should be put on the chair. But I guess we'll discuss that later.
We'll come up with something.
And then I guess, that's it for nuisance.
Okay, planning, Melanie.
I have no report.
Zoning, Nathan.
No report.
Okay, tree beautification, Becky.
Our next meeting has been moved to Tuesday, August the 25th at 1 o'clock. And I believe last meeting, we were here with Caitlin Pitzer, and that tree did get planted at the park. It does have a fence up around it. Jack was there, Jeff helped him, got the fence all up, and we are gonna work with Caitlin, making sure it stays watered at least throughout this year until the watering season is over, and then we'll deal with next year, but we'll have a lot more trees come fall anyway out there, so maybe we'll just get that watering on the rotation with the other ones. But, yeah, Tuesday, August 25th at 1 o'clock.
Okay, thank you very much for that. We have no ordinances or resolutions. That takes us to roundtable.
That takes
I
it to
don't think
Courtney's
we did
resignation.
resignation.
I thought we accepted that already.
Nope.
All right, may I have a motion to
Been
accept?
asking that.
Yeah, may I have a motion to accept Courtney's resignation effective July 31st?
Do you have that motion?
Well, August, it actually would be
She
August.
tendered it July 31st, effective August 14th. Okay, who made the motion first? David? Then is there a second? Thank you.
All right, roll call. Nathan?
If I say no, do you stay?
No.
Oh, no.
Said no?
I said no.
David?
Yes, with regret, though. You're.
Thank you, I appreciate it. I appreciate the kind words.
Yes.
Becky? Melanie?
Yes.
Heather?
Yes.
And Joyce?
Begrudgingly, no. Yes, no, begrudgingly,
Thank you.
yes. Is what I meant.
Trying to avoid the inevitable.
there's a lot of things that have went on, and a lot of, you know,
Courtney, I can remember going through the physical, and we just had to go to them meetings, and that lady would look at me, and you helped me get through that.
I appreciate everybody with the kind words.
Yes, it was.
It's been a very, very tough time here.
Yes, it was.
Okay, now we're at roundtable.
Yes, could you provide the legislation where it was passed for the nuisance?
I'll ask our
Chair.
Sure, be happy to.
Okay. And then, as far as another job thing that Courtney does is website, adding things to our calendar. We're constantly adding things, people coming in for that. Who will be in charge of that?
So the community calendar is open to anyone. The website is maintained by Courtney, will be maintained by the next person, but in the interim, I'll be happy to take care of that for you.
I'd like to put a shout out. Madison Plains is finally going to get new schools for our local children. It's a pretty exciting time. They are going to have a groundbreaking ceremony on August the 14th. I know we specifically as council members and the mayor, administration, all got invitations to this. Again, that is Friday, the 14th at 5 o'clock, and I know I'll be there to support them, and it's an exciting time for Madison Plains. They're finally getting new schools. I mean, it's literally been decades of them trying to figure out a way to do it. So big congratulations are in order.
RSVP though, too.
Yes, if you RSVP, you get a free food ticket, so you should
Ah, yeah.
RSVP. If you just show up, you gotta pay. But, yeah, that's also for community members. So it's at 5 o'clock, and you can RSVP to the school. I believe I got mine from Christine Signs, and I believe that's,
I think that's who I got mine from.
yeah, I think
Email.
that's who you should RSVP to, if you are going to that. And it's gonna be a fun time if you have kids and grandkids. There's gonna be bounce houses and all kind of fun things for the kids. There's gonna be food trucks. And of course, you'll get to see the site and see them throwing the shovels in the ground for the first time. So it's very exciting for our community, and I encourage everybody to try to get out there. It's a great thing for our kids.
I'd like to bring up one thing about the Legion here in the park. That park, is, you know, it's got so many veterans, and I always, my dad was one of the first Legion commanders after World War II, so it's so important, anything we can do for them and that monument and stuff, because we are very fortunate to have such a monument, because I was on that early committee years ago and stuff, and so, and the flowers and stuff always look so nice around it, so it's always good sight to see.
I'd like to give a shout out to the community center on Tuesday, last Tuesday. They provided a back to school event, and it was fabulous. They gave away book bags and all kinds of school material, haircuts, face painting, bounce houses. You got to go onto the school bus. So there was the foam party happened out there. So my kids had a ball, and I appreciate that for our community as well.
They have a great community center and a great American Legion.
I would like to give out a shout to some very special people who have donated us so far $8,700 towards our party in the park. I will be announcing their names, their businesses. Some are individual, some are businesses. Whenever we get their signs and stuff made, and whenever we get a list of them and I start advertising them, I will announce them going forward. But they've given us a very big opportunity to move forward with some things that we need. I would also like to give an opportunity for the community residents who have special needs children. We are going to have a big special needs area with sensory equipment, and it's going to be totally secluded, and it's going to be it's going to have a lot of sensory equipment in it. We're going to have sand, pools with sand. It's going to have the tables, the sensory tables with Play-Doh, and some water tables, and I have one lady that's bringing a big wooden one. from her stash of lovely things that she has, and we're trying to build that up even more. So if you have anything at home that you're not using and you would like to add to our collection, this is something that we're trying to make sure that we have available at Mason Park, and that we can store it until ball season's there, and we can take it down, because we don't want to leave it unattended. So anything like, we're going to have Play-Doh, so any toys for Play-Doh that you can think of, or anything for any sensory kids that you would like to add to this, it's going to be a really neat thing for the kids to have their own little area to play in. So with that, the only other thing I have is, there was something else, yeah, I don't know. I can't think of anything, and my partner in crime is not here to prompt me, so we'll catch it on the next time. So that's all I have.
Anything else for roundtable? Okay, we are adjourned at 8:57. Thank you.
Get rid of this headache. Is it toasty in here, or is it just?
It has been all day. Yeah, it's been freezing in here. And they finally turned it to a normal temperature, and